This is Ryan from Oxbow Fly Rods, and in this mini-series we're going to be going over how to build a fly rod from start to finish, from the beginner's aspect. Throughout this build I'm going to be showing you the tips and tricks that I've learned, along with the techniques that I've learned from experts. Let's get started. Alright, so before we start this build, I'm going to be going over the components that you're going to need in order to build this fly rod. So the first component is that you're going to need a blank. This can be any weight, size, or style that you like. For my build, I'm going to be doing a 9-foot, 5-weight fly rod in a 4-piece configuration. Next, you're going to need yourself a reel seat. It can be in any style or size. They all work. You just want to pay close attention to this OD diameter for when you match it up. Following that, you're going to need a handle. For the handle, like I said with the reel seat, you're going to need to make sure this diameter matches if you are buying them with a pre-drill. If not, you can just drill them out and hand sand them to size. Finally, a piece that makes your rod have a better look is a winding check. This isn't necessary, but I prefer having them. Alright, so now we're ready to start on the rod. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take isopropyl alcohol and we're going to wipe down each section of the rod to ensure that any chemicals or anything from the manufacturing process are off it for doing the handle glue up. Alright, so now that each section of the rod is cleaned, we're now going to start spining it. So we're first going to start with the tip piece of the rod, and we're going to grab about 2 inches of masking tape. After that, what we're going to do is we're just going to randomly place it anywhere on the rod. I normally choose the middle, and this is just going to help as an indicator for finding the spine. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to need to put the rod at about a 45-degree angle and put some flex into it. And right away, you're going to see the rod go into place, and this is where it's called finding the spine. And after this, what you're going to do is you just place it right onto your table, and that's why I like to use this marker, because then you can see which direction when you're bringing it back down, and you just lay a few marks all along the rod. After that, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your next section down and grab 2 inches of masking tape again. Place it on the middle of the rod and then flex this piece. And you're going to see this piece is a little bit harder to flex, but it jumps into place right away. And then you set it back down on there and mark it. And then for the bottom 2 sections of the rod, you can't flex these, so the best thing to do is just look down them and look for the straightest path, because when these blanks are built, they typically will have a certain lean to one direction, and you just want to choose the direction that is the straightest, and that would be there. And then you just do that for each piece. Alright, so now that you've found the spine of the rod, we're now going to mark out your guide spacing. And in order to do this, what you typically do is you connect all sections of your rod and lay them out on the floor according to where the spine was. And then you would grab a tape measure and pull the tape measure from the tip down and mark the guides accordingly. But for this demonstration, we're just going to assemble the top 2 sections. So first you're going to put these top 2 sections together, and you're going to line this up, and then what you're going to do is grab your tape measure, and then according to the specifications for your rod, which you would find where you purchase it, you're going to mark them out. So now that we've spined the rod and we've measured out the ferrules, we're now going to be attaching the handle. And that's what we're going to be doing in part 2.